Marcelito Pomoy's journey back to the AGT Champions stage begins long before the lights turn on and long before the judges take their seats. It begins with a man who once sang simply to survive, a man who never imagined that the world would one day rise to its feet for him. As the audience fills the studio, there's a soft buzz in the air. People whispering, people waiting, people wondering whether the dual-voice legend can do it again, whether he can deliver another moment that makes the world stop and stare. Backstage, Marcelito stands quietly, hands clasped, breathing slow, trying to steady the emotion rising inside him. He remembers the first time he shocked the AGT audience, the moment when the judges realized that the deep, powerful male voice and the soaring, emotional female voice were coming from the same person. That memory fuels him, pushes him, tells him that this stage is where he belongs. Crew members walk past, lights shift across the walls. Applause bursts from another performance ending, and suddenly the world becomes very real. Very close, very bright. Out in the arena, Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, arms crossed, eyes scanning the stage, with that familiar mix of curiosity and expectation. He's seen countless acts, he's heard countless voices, but Marcelito stands in a category that almost doesn't exist. Beside him, the other judges smile warmly, remembering exactly what this man can do, remembering how the crowd reacted last time. The audience begins to chant Marcelito's name, excitement spreading like a wave, and the host announces him with a tone full of pride and anticipation. The curtain opens, the smoke drifts across the stage, and Marcelito steps into the spotlight. The applause hits him like a warm surge, and he nods gently, thanking the crowd with his eyes. Before the music begins, a soft orchestral sound rises, strings weaving through the air like a story unfolding. Marcelito waits for the right moment, the exact heartbeat where silence meets emotion, and then he begins to sing. His first notes are deep, rich, steady. A male voice full of strength and control. The crowd leans in, recognizing his gift immediately, but still knowing what is coming, knowing that the magic hasn't even begun yet. Simon's eyes narrow, slightly impressed, focused, analyzing each tone. The vocal control is flawless, the emotion is clear, and the audience can feel the weight of Marcelito's life experiences in every single word, then with perfect timing. Marcelito switches, the female voice emerges. Soft but powerful, high but stable, floating through the arena, with a purity that sends chills down the spine. Some audience members gasp, others cover their mouths, and the judges' eyes widen, as if they've forgotten just how unreal his talent truly is. This isn't imitation, this isn't a trick. It's a gift that seems to rewrite what a human voice is capable of. Marcelito moves between the two voices, effortlessly blending them, separating them, creating a duet with himself. Every note feels like a message, every phrase like a piece of his soul being shared with the world. The camera is zoom in on Simon, and for once he's not speaking. He's not critiquing, he's not judging. He's stunned, his eyebrows lift. His hands drop slightly, and he shakes his head with a slow smile. The kind of reaction he only gives when something is truly beyond expectation. The crowd rises halfway through the performance, cheering between the transitions, unable to stay seated as Marcelito pushes his voice higher, then lower, then back up again with breathtaking precision. The judges look around at the audience, realizing that this moment is bigger than a competition, bigger than a TV show, bigger than a performance. It is a reminder of how powerful music can be, how far talent can take someone who never gave up. As the final note approaches, the music swells into a dramatic crescendo. Marcelito closes his eyes, takes a long breath, and releases a note that seems to hang in the air forever, a note that fills the entire room with emotion, a note that leaves thousands of people frozen in awe. Then the stage goes quiet. The music fades, and for a brief second, there is complete silence, the kind of silence that only happens when something extraordinary has just happened. And then it hits, the crowd explodes into cheers, rising to their feet, shouting his name, clapping, screaming, celebrating. The energy is electric, shaking the studio with pure excitement. Marcelito bows deeply, tears forming in his eyes, overwhelmed by the reaction, overwhelmed by the knowledge that he has once again created a moment the world will remember. The camera cuts to Simon Cowell. He's smiling, standing, clapping loudly, shaking his head with disbelief. He leans into the microphone and says words he rarely says, words reserved only for the absolute best. He tells Marcelito that his performance was unbelievable, that his talent is one of the most unique and breathtaking he has ever witnessed, that no matter how many times he sees him perform, he still can't wrap his mind around the dual voice, the control, the emotion, the artistry. The other judges speak with admiration, praising his bravery, his passion, his unmatched skill. They talk about how the world needs voices like his, voices that inspire, voices that surprise, voices that change the meaning of performance. Marcelito listens quietly, smiling, grateful, humbled, because he knows none of this came easily. Every note represents years of struggle, years of hope, years of chasing a dream that once seemed impossible. As he walks off the stage, the applause still echoing behind him, Marcelito feels the same warmth he felt the first time he stepped into the AGT spotlight, but this time it's stronger, deeper, richer. He knows he has left a mark once again. He knows he has touched millions of hearts, and he knows that somewhere in the audience, someone watching at home might find the courage to follow their own dream. Because of him, the video ends with Marcelito looking back at the stage, one last time, smiling softly, knowing that for a few minutes he made the world stop. He made the world listen, and he made the world believe. In something extraordinary, Marcelito Pomoy didn't just perform. He delivered a moment that will live forever in AGT history, a moment that left Simon Cowell speechless, and a moment that reminded everyone why true talent can never be ignored.